Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
It's going well, Steven. How are you guys?
Can't complain. You getting all that snow up there in DC, right?
Oh yeah. It was nice yesterday, and then today was kind of like snow mixed with some rain, and so it's not as nice anymore. But yeah, it's been a nice little surprise.
Well, you and Chike can have it. I'm good out here in Atlanta. Well, listen, I'll let y'all take it over with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I'll kick it off with The Little Things is a film I saw. And this is a new film on HBO Max by John Lee Hancock, who I think most famously did The Blind Side. He directed and wrote that. And this movie is a detective film, crime thriller, I guess, based in 1990 LA. And it stars Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, Jared Leto. And it follows the story of these two detectives that are working on a case of these women that have been murdered, but in weird ways. And so they're kind of trying to hunt down a serial killer in that sense. And without giving too much away, it really kind of follows their story of what happens during that time period. And it was really good, actually. I liked the first of all, Denzel does a great job. Rami does a great job. Jared Leto does a good job. And, these are all Academy Award winners. And really their interaction and their performances help sell this kind of film. This is not a groundbreaking movie in the sense of any kind of detective crime thriller that you've seen or anything along those lines, but it does give you a good story shot really well that makes you kind of pause at the end and try to piece it all together. So I think that's the best I could say to that without giving too much away. um,
Yeah, I actually can I jump in on that
yeah,
since we
yeah.
have limited time. The little things was good. What I noticed that I'm not saying this because I haven't noticed it before, but I want to bring to light Jared Leto. Jared Leto is really becoming one of the premier character actors.
Hmm.
Um, Whenever I look at a film and I see someone and I have to guess if it's that person or not, you're doing your job
Yep.
because I saw him and I was like, is that Jared Leto? No, that's not him. But yeah, oh yeah, it is him. Let me look at the credits. Oh yeah, that is him. So he's been in a series of movies where he jumps into these characters and he's making a total metamorphosis, into the character, which I love. And there's very few actors that can do that and can become unrecognizable in the character. So hats off to Jared Leto in this role in this film. I enjoyed the film as well, and I do recommend it. Um, Films like this, not Wonder Woman 84, is what I can stand by with HBO in their theater and HBO Max release. We want to see things like this. Keep bringing us stuff like this. And from their trailer roster of what's to come, HBO Max is going to be doing the thing over the
Hmm.
next couple of months. So if you don't have HBO Max and you're tired of the regular, you might want to get HBO Max because they're going to be dumping some pretty good content into their
Yeah,
streaming.
yeah, that's a good point. This is actually so it's simultaneously released into theaters if you're
Hmm.
available to see it in the theaters and on HBO. So it'll be here for the whole month, and then they kind of take it down, kind of like as a theater release for watching later. So definitely catch it if you have HBO Max. And Chike will probably have to try to connect later because I really want to try to figure out that ending. And maybe there's not a lot to figure out, but it was just a kind of an interesting ending that I wanted to talk
Yeah,
to
because
someone about.
it sent me through a little loop at the end. But yeah, I would love to talk to you about it because I have my own theories.
Okay, perfect. Uh,
Okay.
and then the only other thing I saw was a TV series called Lupin, and this is the latest from Netflix. I guess it came out earlier this in January, but it follows the story of, and it's a French series, so be ready for subtitles. It follows the story of this man who is kind of a thief, but really kind of a good thief. It's one of those like stories where he's on the side of good and he's really like doing these things against the bad people. There's only 5 episodes in it, but it's a fun series. It's based on a French novel a bunch of novels from this French author, and it gives you the fact that there's going to be kind of a lot of material to work with. But I enjoyed it. The main character is Omar Sy, which I don't know, but I think he's a French actor and he does a great job. And it's a fun little series to watch. Again, only 5 episodes right now, but definitely worth checking out.
Okay. The next movie that I watched was the Wendy Williams story on Lifetime. We did talk about it in Hot Topics. I'll keep it real quick. There's 2 movies. There's the Wendy Williams featured movie, and then there's the documentary, A Hot Mess, that follows after. The movie, yeah, yeah. But the documentary was better than the movie, but the documentary too is like, okay. But it was more interesting than the actual movie. So if you're going to watch them, if you have to pick 2, Steven, you want to chime in on this? I say pick the documentary.
Yes. Both of them were a hot mess. That should have been the title, both of them. But
Yeah.
well, you could tell with the movie that was from her perspective. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it came out
And,
as
and if anyone has ever read her book, the movie kind of mirrors her book a little bit. What I did not like about the movie part was that the movie kind of read like bullet points on a page. It was just touching on key points. It didn't really dive into anything. It wasn't
and
really
it,
that informative.
and it didn't show how much of a mess she really was in terms of her interview style, her
Right.
shock jock she was as a.
Right.
It didn't really show that. It showed more
Yeah.
of that in the documentary because they showed
Yes.
clips from interviews,
Yes.
but
Yes.
yeah, that's 4 hours I can't get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know.
So the last thing that I will talk about is a new series on Amazon Prime called Flack, and it stars Anna Paquin. You know her from True Blood, and Lydia Wilson, Sophie Okonedo, which you know her from the series Ratchet. She played that dynamic part with the woman with the multiple personalities, and Rebecca Benson. So Flack follows a PR rep, which is played by Anna Paquin. She's an American who moves to London to actually work for a PR firm. And the clients that she deal with are a hot mess, in a good way, hot mess. And she herself is a hot mess. And everyone seems to be spiraling out of control. The When you watch this show, some of the action that happens in the show will have you gasping and grabbing your chest, like, did they really do that? Is this, are they really going to go through this? Yeah, everybody's a work in progress. It's broke people helping broke people. It's hot messes helping hot messes. It's really interesting because it kind of takes true stories and puts them into this series as it relates to celebrity and dealing with public relations. Definitely check it out. It's definitely entertaining. It's only 6 episodes. You can get through it in a day if you want to. Yeah, check it out. I think it's pretty good. Hopefully they'll renew it and it'll come back, because I would love to see more escapades from these characters.
I saw it up there and I said I might watch this. So okay, now I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, Anna Paquin is one of those actresses. She won an Oscar when she was like 5, so she's one of those actresses that I trust what she puts her art to automatically. So
yeah. So movie theaters are starting to open back up. Mask required. Is that something you are interested in, going to a movie with a mask on?
I wouldn't mind going to a movie theater with a mask on. I'm actually kind of, and maybe not too much, but since Maryland's got a case of that South African variant,
Oh yeah,
and now it's like even more contagious, I don't think I'm going to risk anything until I get my vaccine.
Yeah. What about you, Chike?
I'm fully vaccinated at this point. Yay,
You
me.
are, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
No. How do you eat popcorn with a mask on? I have to have popcorn with my movies. I have to have a soft drink.
The
I
full
have to have snacks.
experience.
Yes.
Right.
I am for having a movie experience in the theater, because there are certain movies that you just need to be in the theater to experience them. But if I cannot have 100% full movie experience, I do not want to take part. I can recreate that in my house if I need to. And again, going to the theater, I've talked about this many times, even pre-corona. If you're getting me to get myself together to leave my home to come to a theater, that's an event for me. It's like going to a concert with your favorite artist and they're only doing snippets of every song. Boring. I
Yeah.
want the full experience. If I'm going to the
Yeah.
theater, I want the full movie experience. So no, I won't be
Okay.
going.
Good to know.
All right.
And trust me, wait, sorry, one more thing. Adam can probably attest to this. With this whole HBO Max thing and them doing the dual streaming on television and in the theaters, it is changing the way that we are receiving
You watch,
new films. They're getting us addicted to this luxury.
No, I agree.
You
Yeah,
have to step the game up in the theaters if you want me to come in. You're gonna have to do something different.
I will say one thing I do miss is movie theater popcorn because I haven't had it in like a
Yeah,
year,
it's so good.
and
Yeah.
it is so good. It is not the same at home, so I
It's
do
not.
miss it.
Hey,
It's not.
Adam, you can buy movie theater popcorn at the supermarket.
I know it's just not the same though.
It's
It's
not the same though. It's not the same.
I
But
need that oil.
Right. Can I say this that BET actually has some good shows now. I didn't have BET for years, and now I have it. And it was one night I couldn't go to sleep, and I happened to be on BT. Jill Scott has a new show on BT. It was good. The part that I saw.
The First Wives Club.
Yeah, and then there's
That's
another
not so
show
new anymore. They should be in their second season, right? Second or
Yeah.
third, maybe.
Again,
Yeah.
I haven't watched BT, but they have some good shows now. I was very impressed. But yeah. HBO Max is a game changer. I watched Poetic Justice on Friday. I decided to stay in. I watched Poetic Justice on Friday. I hadn't seen that movie in years.
The Tupac movie?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. But anyway, guys, thank you as always for letting us know what to spend our time and our money on. I still have a hard time hitting $20 to watch a movie that just came out on HBO, but maybe that'll change. Well, you have a good one, y'all. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Good
Thanks a
night.
lot.
Right back after this.